Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kayla, and today we are going to be talking all about the Sephora VIB sale, which is happening right now. I wanted to share my recommendations with you guys, and I am going to have it categorized, so hopefully it does make it super easy to shop for you. And I'm going to tag all of the products that I'm talking about today directly on this video using the YouTube shopping feature. So there should be a YouTube shopping button somewhere on the video, and as I talk about each product, it should pop up for you to click if you're interested. So that's a very easy way for you guys to shop. Just in case you prefer the links in the description box, I will have those down there as well. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you're not already, and let's just dive into all of the recommendations. Okay, first let's talk about primers. I love a good primer, so I test a lot of them and I have a lot of recommendations here. So the first one that I would recommend is by One Size, and I actually really love the One Size Secure the Blur primer as well. I did just run out of that, but it is really good. It's like a pore reducing primer. This one is the One Size Secure the Sweat primer, and man, it really does work. I swear I have used this on days when I need my makeup to last all day long, and it works so well. I've worn this to summertime weddings I was invited to when I'm like literally sitting out there burning up, and it's incredible. The only complaint I have, and I feel like I need to tell you guys about this, is the packaging kind of sucks. When you open it, sometimes the product will just kind of seep out because you squeeze a little bit out, and then it'll just kind of keep on coming after you're done getting the amount you want. So it does waste a lot of product, and it's very annoying because it can kind of get everywhere. I do kind of wish they would redo the packaging, but what can you do? I do still love the primer. I also wanted to mention the Freck Beauty Rich Bee Primer. So this is the primer I reach for when my skin is really dry. I have dry skin anyways, and a lot of times I'll have like flare-ups around my nose and that sort of thing. So I definitely reach for this one most often, I would say, just because it's a good like everyday primer that I feel like is kind of helping my skin but also helping my makeup. If you want to kind of splurge a little bit, the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer is a favorite of mine for sure. I might repurchase this during the sale because this bottle is totally empty. This one I do use on nicer occasions or if I'm going out because it is a little pricier, but it really locks in your makeup and just makes your face like such a smooth canvas for applying makeup. And then I also just wanted to touch on the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. If you are looking for a great everyday sunscreen, this one is awesome. I use it in the summertime when I'm not wearing makeup, and I also use it, you know, all year round underneath my makeup. So it is my favorite sunscreen still, and I have tried quite a few of them. Okay, let's talk foundations. I still really love the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. I would say this is my go-to foundation for every day when I want a little bit more of a full coverage look. 9 times out of 10, I will mix another foundation with it, but it's great alone as well. It really does provide a really nice matte finish, but it's not dry looking at all, and it doesn't feel too heavy on the skin. During the summertime specifically, I really started to get into the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. This one is a good one. It definitely has like those glittery, shimmery flakes in it, so it's definitely going to give you that glow, make you look a little bit dewy, a little bit glowy. It's not overwhelming. Don't get me wrong. When you put it on, someone's not gonna look at you and be like, did you put highlighter all over your face? It's not that intense. If you do want to achieve that more glowy, dewy skin, this one is great, which is why I reached for it a lot during summertime, but I also think it would be great in fall and specifically winter time when everyone's looking like super dry and just not very dewy. I think this could be a nice foundation to kind of just make you look a little bit more alive. And then the other one that I wanted to mention is just for people who maybe you hate applying foundation and you just want to do it like super quick, or even just do a really light layer. This is by Patrick Ta, and it is the Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo, and I actually think that this is a really nice product. You can see I have hit pan here, but it's just a nice foundation to go in with super quickly if you don't have a lot of time and you still want something pretty full coverage. I will just grab a foundation brush like this one, dab, and go all over my face, and my foundation is done in literally like 1 minute or less. So that's the main thing I love it for. If I'm being honest, I don't really touch the finishing powder that much, but it's a good finishing powder. I just don't really use it that much because I have other ones that I prefer. Next up, we're going to talk about concealers. And this is a category that I really want your recommendations for. My go-to concealer still to this day is the Tarte Shape Tape. Ultra Creamy is what I purchase, and obviously that is only at Ulta. I've tried many other concealers, but I always end up going back to that one. I don't know why, it just really works for my skin. If I were going to recommend one from Sephora, it would definitely be the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. This is the best one that I've tried, but I will say I am in the market for new concealers. I would love to try some from Sephora so that I do have a better understanding and better recommendation for you guys. But I do really like the Hourglass. It is very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape in just the fact that it's really full coverage. It's very creamy. I love the applicator, and it wears really well on top of foundations, but underneath powders and everything. I don't have any issues with it, and it definitely covers up any imperfections that I have, specifically under my eyes or any blemishes. One thing that I did really want to recommend in the concealer portion of this video is this Charlotte Tilbury Eye Corrector. This thing is amazing. I cannot tell you how many days, especially postpartum, when I would just be looking like death. I mean, to be honest, like my eyes were black. I have a lot of just like darkness on the outer corner of my eye when I'm not wearing makeup. That right there is like worse than anything. I know some people get it bad under here, and I do have a little bit of that, but me more than anything is right here in this area. And just using this product makes me look like I have had like 18 hours of sleep. It really does. It's such a big difference. I have this in a couple shades. I have it in fair for when I'm like super pale, and then I also have it in medium, but it's amazing. I literally just take it with my fingers, apply it here and then like under my eye, and just really rub it out with my fingers. If I'm feeling extra red, I'll also just go in with 2 fingers and rub it on my cheeks like that. And it's just one of those things that you can use for a no makeup day. So if I'm like, I really do not want to put on makeup today, but I have to go run a couple errands, but I literally look embarrassingly tired, I will put this on. It's so small, so you could even pop it in your purse and take it with you. I cannot sing this product's praises enough. You guys have to try it. Okay, let's talk powders. One of my favorite powders of all time is the Laura Mercier Ultra Blur Translucent Setting Powder. For years, I was obsessed with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder, and still to this day, if you want your makeup to look not sweaty at all, just like super matte all day, this is the powder you must get. In my like 15 years of makeup experience, I've used this product probably the longest out of anything. Not the Ultra Blur, but the original translucent setting powder, and it's something that I still to this day always go back to. And they came out with this Ultra Blur version, and I love it even more. I will say it's not quite as matte as the original. I feel like the original, some people had an issue with it just like maybe looking patchy or clinging to places on their face if you do have like dry patches or something, because it is a very mattifying powder. This one, I do think that there is a little bit more wiggle room, if you know what I mean. It's definitely a little bit more forgiving. It does have that beautiful blurring effect to your skin. It literally looks like you're wearing a filter in real life. It's gorgeous. So I'm actually going to be purchasing another one because this one is totally empty. And in the meantime, while this one has been empty, I've been using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder. And by the way, I'm a loose powder girly. Again, if you are finding that you want your makeup to last longer, look matter, and you are using a pressed powder, I really encourage you to try out a loose powder. It makes such a difference. But this one is good. I have the shade Pound Cake here, and that's what I have on today to set my foundation and concealer. I do find that it wears off a little easier on my skin than the Laura Mercier, but it's still a really good powder, very matte. It is very easy to work with, and I do love their shade range for that product. And they actually came out with this one in Cherry Blossom Cake, and it's a pink powder, and I saw people using this as like a little pink powder under their eyes. So I have been playing around with this one as well, and it does give a really beautiful look. And then the last powder product I wanted to mention, I'm so in love with, you guys, and this is by Makeup Forever. It is the HD Skin Matte Velvet Powder Foundation. You could call this a foundation if you just wanted to use this. This is another product if you know, want to run errands but not put on a full face. You could get this in just just kind of like dab it on, or even use it in combination with the Charlotte Tilbury. That would be like a great, very simple makeup look. But for me, I don't really use this alone a lot of times. I use it either to touch up my makeup throughout the night, or what I really love to use it for is just to give that like totally matte filtered skin look after I apply my foundation and my loose powder. I will just go in with this. I do use the little sponge it comes with because I think that's what makes it work, is like really packing it on. Just like dab it in the product and apply all over my face. And you guys, the blur and the matte full coverage look that you get with this is insane. I'll also, like I said, bring it sometimes like with me on a long event or out to dinner, and I'll use it to touch up. I will say it is like very intense, so if you have like a lot of contour going on, don't apply it directly over top because it will take that away kind of. But for me, I get really oily right here on my chin, so I use it for that. If I'm like touching up throughout the night, I'll just take like this corner and just touch up here around my nose, on my forehead here, really like lightly under my eyes, that sort of thing. And it's a great touch-up product as well. Next up, let's talk brows. My favorite brow product of all time. You guys have probably heard me talk about it a million times, but it's just the best, and so I'm gonna mention it again. It's the Huda Beauty eyebrow pencil. I am out right now, so I am actually going to purchase like 4 of these during the sale. It is the thinnest eyebrow pencil on the market. I really like to create hair-like strokes at the center of my brows here, so this is what I use to do that. It works seamlessly. I will say you can't have a heavy hand with it or the pencil will break because it is very thin, but it's actually pretty durable. But yeah, just have a light hand with it. It's really great to line underneath your brows as well. It's just truly the best. Another product that I just wanted to quickly mention because I have repurchased it a million times is the Kosas Air Brow. So I get the tinted one. I do like the tinted one a lot better than the clear one. I've tried both. The tinted one is just great. Once again, if you want to kind of do like a no makeup day, this is something that I will just take and run through my brows just to give them a little bit of color, a little bit of shape, and bam, I'm good to go. I also apply it when I'm doing a full coverage look like this. I'll go in with this first just to, like I said, give them color, give them shape, then go in with my pencil, and then I will go in with a clear brow gel. And what I've been loving for that still is the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. This is just like the easiest for me to use, that looks the best. I love the applicator. You just literally can so easily brush your eyebrow hairs in the direction you want them to go. For eyeshadows, I have a few recommendations, and I feel like this is going to be kind of annoying because I have some of the same recommendations that I have always recommended, but hear me out because these are still the palettes that I go to every single time when I want to do a really nice eyeshadow look. When I want to look really pretty, maybe I'm going to an event or whatever, these are the palettes I use. Specifically this one. Oh my god, I love this palette. This is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. This is the lighter one. I love this. If I was a makeup artist, this would be in my kit. It is the most gorgeous bridal makeup palette ever. You can tell I love mine and I travel with it a lot because it is completely shattered, broken, etc. But I will say this shadow broke, but it's such a soft shadow. I literally just like packed it back in there and it was good to go. So that's a plus. But these shades specifically are just the most beautiful makeup, specifically for bridal and weddings. That's mostly where I wear this, or if you just want a really beautiful date night. I love them because they're not too intense. I feel like anyone can pull these shades off. I did one of my friend's makeup for her wedding as a bride, and this is what I use. And then I've used this on many different bridesmaids throughout the past few years, but I always start with this in the crease, darken it up a little bit with this one. Always, always, always put this shade on the lid. It's so beautiful. If you're a little bit more fair skin, that's a beautiful transition. And then this one, I always pop like in between the lid and the crease, almost as like a shimmery transition is what I say. But it's so gorgeous. And it also comes with a blush and a highlighter, which are both really good too. I know sometimes with palettes like this, the face products won't be as good as the eyeshadows, but this one, they really are. here. It also comes in a dark version, which I do really like. You can definitely tell I don't use this one quite as much, but if you are a darker complexion, this one would be beautiful. My next recommendation, you guys know the drill, is Pat McGrath. This is an amazing time to get a Pat McGrath palette. These are amazing gift ideas. They are a little bit pricey. If you have a makeup lover in your life, if you get her a Pat McGrath palette, she's gonna love you. I have 3 here of the Mothership palettes, and these are the nicest quality palettes that I own. They are so heavy duty, amazing packaging. They just feel luxurious. Mothership Utopian Dream, pretty shades, and they are very unique. Then we have the Mothership Bronze Seduction, which is probably my favorite. I'm torn between this one and the next one. And the thing about Pat McGrath palettes is the mattes and shimmers are equally beautiful. And then this one is the Mothership Moonlight Seduction, which is definitely more cool tone and so beautiful. I mean, look at that shade, you guys. Just absolutely gorgeous. And if you don't want to commit to a large palette, she also has the quads that are amazing. This one is the Divine Bronze Luxe Quad, and it is so pretty, great for fall, and every single shade in here is usable. All 4 of these you could use on one eye look, and it's beautiful. And then the last eyeshadow recommendation that I have is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. This one is a great one, and it's back in stock. It was out of stock for so long, and it's back, but probably not for long because I have a feeling this one is gonna sell out super quick. But it's just a great all-around neutral palette. Some great mattes in here. You have cool tone, warm tone, transition shades. It's really everything you could want. You have shimmers, mattes. That's a great option as well. Okay, let's talk liners and mascaras. These are products that I don't really have a ton to say about, but I do want to mention my favorite eyeliner if you put like black in your waterline still, like I do. This one from Makeup by Mario is my favorite. So creamy, stays all day, doesn't smudge, just all the good things you would want in a black eyeliner. And it even has a brush on the end if you want to like smudge it out or anything. That's a really good feature. As far as liquid liners, I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna ask. I will be honest, I don't use liquid liner a whole lot. I kind of want to start a little bit more though, especially for fall and winter. Like today I have this like cat eye look going on, and what I use to achieve this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Inks liquid eyeliner. It's the one that has an ergonomic design, which I do actually think is very helpful because your fingers just fit perfectly on this little portion. Makes it very easy for me to get the shape. If you are a beginner, I think this is going to be your best friend. And then I will say I do also love the Stila micro tip for doing detail work on the inner corner and things like that. The micro tip is just like a really fine brush. As for mascaras, the only ones that I really want to mention are by Ilia. This is the Limitless mascara. I've repurchased this probably 10 times as well. It's great. This is the mascara that I use like every day if I'm not doing lashes. It's so good. It has like 2 different sides to the brush. So I use one side for my upper lashes and then the other side for my bottom lashes, which works out really well for me. Very black, doesn't smudge or flake or anything like that. This one is more of like a separating and lengthening mascara. And then they also have another mascara, which I only have in a mini version, but this one is really good too. It is the Fullest Volumizing Mascara. And this one has more of a curvy wand. And this one is, like I said, gonna give you that volumizing effect at the base of your lashes. This one kind of reminds me of Better Than Sex, if you're familiar with that wand and formula. This is very similar. So both of these are great mascaras. As far as lashes go, I'm going to recommend 2 brands to you guys, and you can kind of go from there and pick out which lashes are going to fit your eye shape the best, because that is really what it's about. Sephora has amazing pictures on each pair of lashes that allow you to choose your eye shape and see what the lashes are going to look on your particular eye shape. That's so important because what I recommend might not look the best on your eye shape, but I can tell you from my experience trying so many different lash brands, my 2 favorites from Sephora are Sephora Collection, which I know you guys will be excited about because it's already so affordable and it's 30% off during the VIB sale, but Sephora Collection has some great lashes. They even do some of these really cute holiday sets with a lash glue included, but for the price, these are really nice. What I love about them is how lightweight they are. Because they're so lightweight and the band is really flexible, I feel that it's very easy to place on your eye. They have lots of good styles, so definitely check those out for a really affordable lash brand. And then my favorite, more high-end lash brand is Velour Lashes. Oh my goodness, you guys. Velour Lashes, they are my favorite. They have my heart. product. Once again, very easy to apply because when I first started wearing lashes, I would get so frustrated. And what I've found is that it really depends on the lash brand. Even if you're an expert, some lash brands are still very annoying to apply. And for me, velour lashes is one of the easier ones to apply. I haven't had any issues with them. I love the styles. They're very luxurious and lots of lashes, just very full. And the velour lash glue is an essential for me. I find that this stuff holds my lashes down. Like, they're not going anywhere if I have used my velour lash glue. It's incredible. As for bronzers and contour products, I'm only gonna mention one because this is the main thing that I still use to this day. And ever since I purchased it, and I'm just now starting to hit pan, so it lasts a really, really long time. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sunkissed Glow Bronzer in the shade medium. It's amazing. It's amazing if you want to start with cream products and getting that like nice sculpted contour look to your skin, but you are a beginner and you're nervous about it. This is an amazing product to use. I use a brush that looks like this, just like swirl it up in there, and it's so easy to apply. Even if I'm like taking it down my neck, I'll use a bigger brush. It's perfect for that as well. It pairs amazing over top of powders. I'm a powder girly other than this product really, so you don't have to be worried about it splotching or messing up your foundation base. I just cannot recommend it enough. I love it, love it, love it. Top 3 products in this video would be that, the Huda Beauty eyebrow pencil, and maybe the Charlotte Tilbury eye corrector. Honestly, those would probably be my top 3. As far as blushes, the only one that really stood out to me recently is the Gucci blush, and I've actually been really impressed with a lot of Gucci products. If I had to choose another bronzer, the Gucci bronzer would be the other one I would recommend, and that's actually why I ended up purchasing the blush, because I loved the Gucci bronzer so much. So this one is great. This is the shade Bright Coral. So I might check out any other shades that they have. But of course, the packaging is really luxurious as well. It's really cute, high quality, but the actual formula is really smooth. It doesn't catch. For some reason on my cheeks, I have an issue with certain blushes catching and leaving like a little dry patch there. But this one doesn't at all. I don't have to worry about it. I can just dive right in with my brush and full on sweep upwards. Whereas some blushes, I have to like be very careful. But this one's a really smoothing formula and it's decently pigmented, so I really, really like that. As for highlighters, I have one recommendation, and that is the Rare Beauty highlighters. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. If I can get my hands on another one, I'm going to. This one is in the shade Exhilarate, and it is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. The way that it goes onto your skin literally looks like glass. Like, it's just so smooth but so beaming. I mean, this is definitely a dramatic highlight, so if you are not into that, you've been warned, but it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. This one is kind of like an icy, pretty neutral highlight shade. It's not super silver or super gold. It's just kind of like champagne. Moving on to lips. For lip liners, I'm going to recommend the Make It by Mario lip liners yet again. They are my favorite, especially for the price. I feel like you get a good bang for your buck. You get a full lip liner that is wooden, which I love, that you can actually sharpen to get a nice point on it. That is going to really make a difference in the way you line your lips, because with some of these like twist up lip liners, they're just very dull all the time, and with a wooden one, it's just very pointy and you can really like get in there and create a sharp line. The shade range is beautiful. You have a little brush on the end if you need to do any touch-ups. They also come with a pencil sharpener, so that's a plus. But yeah, I use those all the time. They're so good. As for liquid lipsticks, I am kind of on the hunt for some newer ones from Sephora. I still to this day use the Jaclyn Cosmetics liquid lipsticks, or Kylie Cosmetics are my favorites as far as something that's going to stay in place and not move. Today I have on the Give Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Camo, and it's obviously very cool tone, but I'm really loving it. So I don't get to wear this shade very often because I don't do cool tone looks that much, but I really like this, so I might check out new shades in this product. So if I had to recommend any, it would be this one. The Gloss Bombs are the only lip gloss that I would recommend. I mean, I'm sure there are other great ones, of course, but you guys, this is all I wear. It feels like I have Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs everywhere because they're so good. They have multiple different lines. They have the original line, the Heat, which is a plumping gloss. They have the cream line, which is just obviously like very very creamy, no shimmer kind of thing, but you cannot go wrong with any of them. They're all amazing. It's the #1 lip gloss that I would recommend to you guys. Just the formulas are amazing, especially the shimmery ones. She has this like holographic one out for holiday. It is gorgeous. So any of the gloss bombs, that's my lip gloss recommendation. Now let's go into skincare, which I'm super excited about because I have a lot of really good recommendations for you. First, I want to talk about this duo from Ole Henriksen. I became obsessed with this moisturizer, you guys. They sent it to me in PR months ago. I tried it out and I was like, wow, that's a really unique formula. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like almost like plumping. It feels like it just makes my skin just like come alive, like have a little more bounce to it. I don't know what it is, but it really does feel like cushiony or something. It's so strange, but I love it. It's pretty thick, feels amazing on the skin, just so cushiony, like a pillow, and just soft and moisturized. So I fell in love with the moisturizer. I finished the one that they sent me, and then I bought this one, and I'm almost out of it now. And I already have a new one ready to go, so I love this so much. I cannot recommend it enough. I think that this would be great for all skin types. It's like thick, and I feel like great for people with dry skin like myself, but it's not too thick. Like I think anyone, even normal to oily skin, could use this and you're gonna love it. And me, because I do have dry skin, I love mixing the Hydra Barrier Nourishing Face Oil in with this moisturizer at night. I'm probably gonna repurchase this because it is, you know, getting down to the wire, but you just add a little bit to the dropper. I add a couple drops, not anything crazy, to my moisturizer, and it is just the most hydrating thing. It feels so nice on the skin, and face oils are something that a lot of people are really intimidated by, but I highly recommend adding one to your skincare routine. If you're intimidated by just putting one on alone, you can do like I do and add a couple drops to your moisturizer. It's going to make such a difference in the hydration of your skin, especially with fall and winter coming up. No matter what skin type you have to be sure you're hydrating. Even if you have the oiliest skin ever, hydrate, because chances are a lot of your oil is coming from your skin actually not being hydrated enough, which is so weird, but it's true. Look it up. Speaking of face oils, I also love this one from Merit Beauty. This is a Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I guess it's technically a serum, not an oil, but it definitely is a little more on the oily side. It's definitely very liquid. It kind of separates when you just have it like sitting out on your counter, but then you shake it up, do a couple drops in your hand, and this is what I do in the morning. Every morning I wake up and put this on. So I can say it does wear pretty well under makeup. I will say I usually apply it about an hour before I apply my makeup, because as soon as I get up, put this on, let it like completely soak into my skin, and then I end up applying makeup, and it is great. It does not look oily or make my makeup separate, nothing of the sort. Can't even describe what this does for my skin. My skin will just be feeling like textured and like red and just like inflamed, honestly, when I wake up. And putting this on, it just literally reduces the inflammation on my skin when I wake up. It just is so smooth. Like even after it's sunk in, like I can't feel the product. It's not like I'm like, oh, my skin's oily. It just feels like clean skin, but so smooth. And I'm like, how did you do that? Oh my gosh. So I have been obsessed with this. Highly recommend. Another thing that is amazing for hydration, if you have dry skin or you want to increase your hydration game for the colder seasons, the Pharmacy Beauty Hydration Mask. This one I didn't bring down here because it's a little messy. It literally looks like honey. It's in the honey hydration line from Pharmacy. It's so like thick and sticky, but it comes with their little spatula, so you just get a little bit out, rub it onto your skin. It'll turn like a white creamy color once it like emulsifies on your face, and then you leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes and rinse it off, and it really does help me with hydration. I find that my skin just feels more moisturized and less dry the next morning after I use it. So I've been doing this like once a week. And then the last thing that I wanted to recommend is just all of the Glow Recipe serums. Like they are all amazing. For years I've been using the Avocado Ceramide Recovery Serum, which is a good serum for reducing redness. Amazing. You do have to be consistent with it, but oh my gosh, it does work so well. My redness goes down significantly when I'm consistently using this. I've also tried their hyaluronic acid serum, which is amazing for hydration. I've also tried their dark spot serum, which was really good. I've tried so many of their serums, and every single one of them, I'm not even lying, has impressed me. So just any of those, check them out. Pick one that is like good for a skincare problem that you currently have, and I I guarantee you'll like it. Next, we're gonna move on to body care and perfumes. First of all, I wanted to recommend I think I brought down the wrong one, but what I wanted to recommend is the Beija Flora. I will say this might be kind of like more of a spring summer scent, but oh my gosh, it's so good. It smells like Baccarat Rouge. It's just like a sweeter smell, a little bit floral, but it is just the most like cute girl smell ever. I love it. Makes you feel like sexy and feminine. It's just amazing. And you can get it in like a little gift set. They have like the little body spray like this. It also comes with the body lotion, which I believe is supposed to be skin firming, like reducing cellulite and all of that good stuff. So that's a plus. And they have it in a body wash now too. So I'm really considering getting the body wash because that smells so good. I want to smell like it all day long every day. Also wanted to mention my favorite self tanner from Sephora is the Saint Tropez Luxe Whipped Cream Mousse. You don't even have to choose your shade. It's like one shade fits all. And this is a mousse. So it literally looks like a mousse that you would put in your hair. But this is like the easiest to use self tanner that I've ever tried. Something about that texture instead of being a foam, I don't know why, it just applies so much smoother and it's just easier to work with in my opinion. I love it, and I've actually talked to several friends who say they love it as well. It's just amazing. It gives you the most beautiful golden bronze tan skin instead of looking orange or green. This one is amazing. I cannot say enough good things about it. I've went through like 2 or 3 bottles of this already. And then I wanted to mention a couple of perfumes. I do think now is a great time to go ahead and get a perfume if you want to give it as a gift or buy one for yourself. I'm going to recommend some pricey perfumes because it is the only time you're going to be able to get them on sale. And these are some of my favorite perfumes. The first one is the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. This is so good if you like sweet scents. This is very sweet. I think it's the sweetest scent that I own, but I love it for like a date night or a girl's night. But it just smells sophisticated though at the same time. Like it's sweet, but it's not like that cotton candy sweet that is like kind of cheap and tacky feeling. This one is like a very luxurious sweet and it wears really nicely. That is the number one thing that you're gonna find with buying a more expensive perfume is the longevity of it. And if you want something that lasts even more, the Tom Ford perfumes, which are actually unisex, so they're not really just perfumes, they could be colognes as well, but these literally will stay on your skin until the next day. Like it is insane. Specifically the effing fabulous scent. This is a very, very strong scent. Sometimes I even like get a little nervous applying it because it's strong, and this one is definitely unisex. I could see men or women wearing this. It's definitely a masculine kind of vibe, so if you like that in a perfume, this one will be good for you. It's just iconic. This reminds me of like city life, girl boss life, very powerful, very in your face. That's I guess kind of the energy that it's giving. And then I loved that so much in just Tom Ford perfumes in general that I actually purchased the Lost Cherry, and these are both in the 30 milliliter. The Lost Cherry, exactly what it sounds like. It's just a cherry perfume. Smells so good. Once again, great for like a date night. So good. So now is a great time to get those when you can save a little bit of money. And then lastly, I will touch on hair products quickly. I will just mention I love my Bio-Ionic straightener. This thing is amazing. It vibrates to like really separate the hair. I love the point that it has to it so you can really like get in there. I love how thin it is. It's easy to travel with. It has lots of heat settings. I've used it for a long time now and I highly recommend it. It's my favorite straightener ever. Also have to recommend my Dyson. I love my Dyson Airwrap, especially now that I don't have extensions in. It's incredible. I love it. I use it to dry my hair every single time that I wash my hair. I use lots of different attachments. I love the curl ones to get that like blowout look. I love this one just to give me volume at the root and to, you know, dry my hair. They even have a diffuser attachment now too in the newer releases, so that's cool if you have really curly hair. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on it. I have tried some similar options, and while they are comparable, they are definitely not near the quality of Dyson. And then the only other hair products that I wanted to recommend is just any of the Oribe products. Specifically, the texture spray is amazing. I love this texture spray. It's my favorite. I've tried many texture sprays. Nothing compares to this. It's so good. If you just want to add like physical volume to your hair, like if you have really fine, soft hair, or like for me today, I washed my hair and dried it. So it's very soft. soft, you know what I mean, the day that you wash it. Adding that texture spray is going to make your curls last longer. It's going to give you more volume, just more texture to your hair so that it has something to grip onto. All your curls aren't gonna just fall out and look pin straight. Highly recommend it, obsessed. And then I also use the Orbe Superfine Strong Hairspray as well. This is my favorite hairspray. It's a little expensive, but it's really good. It keeps my hair in place like all day, and I love it. I love Orbe. They make amazing products, so check those out. And I believe that is all of my recommendations. So now that you've been here forever, I hope that you have a few things that you might be interested in trying. Let me know what you plan on picking up from the sale this year. I would love to chat in the comment section down below. As I mentioned earlier, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not already. I would love to have you in my little YouTube family. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see a haul video when my order comes in. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Hopefully you stick around and subscribe. And if so, I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!